Welcome everybody. Traders, stay late as I just realized my stream deck needs to be open. So if you can start the show off, let's get ready to rock and roll. Wow, what a day. Thank you so much for joining me here as we recap sectors and we recap what a journey it was today. Both ES, NASDAQ, talk about oil coming through as well today. But you are now with me, which means hopefully we'll be able to sort of guide ourselves in here into the close. This does not look like my right stream deck, so you're going to have to do everything today for me, if possible, over there, Mr. Adrian, as we go. But all right, man, what a nice aggressive day so far here today. I need to call up my trade ideas to start to show off, right, with a market recap. Look at all of these sectors, man. It is blast off to the green side today. OIH starting us off. This is supposed to be on a daily chart, so let's go over here to the daily chart and have a quick look. Oil today, hallelujah on that one, man. Nice little move back up to the upside. This is the oil services ETF. Of course, we are always obsessed with because we're into XLE. I'm debating getting some off now, man, coming up to the upside. Take a little bit of pressure off. We had a big move, obviously, over the weekend, and unfortunately, we did have that sad news about the Middle East. I'm not going to go over in detail about that. If you want to load up a news station, we're going to talk about how it's affecting your trades. We saw the dollar today was relatively weak, sending the NASDAQ mooning to the upside. You can come over here and have a quick little look. Where did the NASDAQ wind up today? There's the triple Qs. It's being dwarfed by everything else today, but NASDAQ, what a great day today. As you can see, the 15-minute chart down here basically tells the story. We got down into some support of 361 on the triple Qs at about 10:30, and since then just took off like absolutely no one's business to the upside. The NASDAQ is really holding this level. This is about 14.6 or 14.5 on the NASDAQ. A great hold for that today as it just continues to make moves. We are going to be, well, we are sponsored, Trader TV Live, by Benzinga. So we have Benzinga Pro here open. If I see anything sort of flow through here on the news desk, we will have that. And again, another sponsor, Trade Ideas. Shout out to Michael Noss, set this up for me as well. If anything sort of blasts out here after hours, I'll be able to see this. So Nike comes out with something unexpected, something will flow through here. So right now, nothing dramatically moving to the upside and to the downside. LT, I don't know, LNZA, nothing right here, just a small little tick. So we'll keep an eye on all of this as we continue to move. And in just a matter of seconds, man, Adrian Zadunchuk from Crypto Burb will be on very, very soon to come through as well. So very, very excited to have Adrian join us up here very, very soon. Of course, remote. Last I heard he was in Poland, so we'll find out. And he's a big friend, or not big friend, but a friend also of Michael Noss. So, all right. I think there's a sigh of relief, obviously, today in the Warren Buffett household because, you know, things are really tight over there, I'd imagine. Nice move down for the housing market, but getting a relief rally, I can't even say that was a straight face, getting a relief rally. He just had $280 million in Apple dividends dropped off at his doorstep a couple days ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, when Apple declared dividends as well. Don't talk about your positions, got it. Okay, right there, nice upside move. And then, of course, we know Oxy as well there. Look at Occidental. Kaboom to the upside for that name as that continues to rock and roll. We still know, though, Warren, you're still in BAC and WFC, but a nice base forming, and what a surprise, forming out near some of these bottoms. What else took off today? Let's talk about things that are to the downside. SMH. Why were semis weak today? I actually never heard that story. We were looking for weakness here today. The semis weak. That's a little surprising. The NASDAQ would have been up 1+% easy if it had some NVIDIA love behind it today, but it doesn't. NVIDIA closes the day down 1.2% and basically near its afternoon lows right now. 452 for NVIDIA coming into play, still down 1.2%. AMD again as well, down 0.25%. So no love today. Hydration Nation. Hey, Ramin, how's it going? Means having such a good day right now. So nice little move for AMD, bouncing off that level as well. So yeah, good move there for AMD. All right, heading into this week, man, we do have the earnings calendar that I'm going to call up in just a couple seconds. But, you know, XLF, it's going to be this week. It's going to be a monster week for it with JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citi, all coming end of week. It should should create, I mean, you're already getting a bump up right now in the XLF. We had some nice bottoms here. We actually, honestly, man, oh yeah, this is not even working. Even when I hit bang. Why do you think it's different over here, I wonder? Oh, it must not be logged in as somebody different over here on Stream Deck. The bang's not even working, but we talked about that last week, trying to buy some bottoms here on XL. There it is, thank you. On XL, not delayed at all or anything, on XLF there. So we tried to buy some of those bottoms and talked about that, even some Canadian banks on a little bit of a relief rally. Let's see if they can hold right now. As the story's been the rates, right? As rates still come through, we're gonna have to see where they are come November 1st. Obviously, it's 85%, and we talked about that on the main show, that the Fed holds steady. I just want to make sure that everybody watching right now, let's hit the like button, man. 2,100 likes, 2,100 watching, 115 likes. Let's get that up. If we can go to the screen right now, let's get that going a little bit here, man. Let's get that up to 200, 2,100 watching right now on the Market Recap show. All right, well, here's our earnings calendar. So let's go to large cap because we don't have anything today, tomorrow, but we have something on Wednesday, right? Starting on Wednesday, we're going to have Procter & Gamble coming through, PepsiCo as well. When you're looking through United Health, here comes JP Morgan on the 13th, BlackRock on the 13th, Wells Fargo there on the 13th, PepsiCo on the 10th, as we said, followed by Procter & Gamble. Mid-cap wise, I mean, there's going to be a few companies in here that we see. Nothing that's really catching my eye. And on the small cap, some of these names have just gone back and forth. So let's see if anything here is catching my eye. No. So it looks like we'll just stick with the large cap names heading up this week, starting with United Health, JP Morgan, Procter, PepsiCo coming through, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a big earnings week. So if we go, that's the next topic right there, earnings week. For me, I really like Procter & Gamble. So let's just dig down a little bit deeply into P&G here. If we're going to call up Procter & Gamble again, a decent yield at these levels between 3 and 4%, but look at it coming back in, again, into areas of possible support. So if you've been sitting in Procter, you've definitely been bleeding downside a little bit here. But you do have some bottom wicks representing this 140 hold. So we can see if we can hold down there to 140. I'm interested to hear, obviously, about inventory. What's the supply chain looking like for? I feel like I'm a little bit dry today. Right there, vodka at 4, I like it. Down there, 140 coming through. Watch out for P&G down here at 136 and change. We'll see what they can talk about. Supply chain. We'll hear if this European, anything been disrupted there in Europe with Ukraine and Russia. And then I don't think that, Middle East is going to be affecting Procter & Gamble too much. But again, maybe it's the global uncertainties hitting this name as well. I like the price of oil coming down for supply chain management, though. So we'll see if that has any effects coming through. And then, of course, the bank with the best of them, the JP Morgan, is bouncing off this 140 pretty darn clean. So that's the 200 period moving average. I really, really like that level there on JP Morgan. So I feel like there's going to be some more love there coming through this week on earnings. So let's be really patient with that. But wow, what a move we had today. Here's even the regional banks flat on the day. I'm surprised. Again, today I was caught by surprise, man. We turned those bulls into bears real early. And just that NASDAQ move that we experienced this morning, I want to talk about FXI because I was really surprised that we did not get a much bigger move. We'll go to 10-minute chart. We did not get a bigger move in China today. I was sort of thinking that we have a perfect storm here right now, and I don't want to talk too pessimistic about the world right now, but China's been knocking on the door of Taiwan for decades. It kind of seems like right now, there's never a perfect time, and I don't want to get political, but to invade another country, that, I don't know. I mean, would it surprise any of us if that was one of those things that hit our phone in the next couple of days, China getting a little more aggressive down there. So I sort of thought the FXI would come back a little bit. But let's talk about this. What a hold early on the NASDAQ. I mean, you want to talk about this 361.50. Let's come over here because this has been quite the morning here on the NASDAQ. All pre-market, man, we held these bottoms, and then we held it again, and then it just took off. So I learned today not to hold your bias too strongly because you're going to get run over. We were shorting all through noon, all through 1 o'clock, until we finally caught a top on Meta, brought it back in, and that was a nice little trade to close the day. But this move up in the NASDAQ, completely unexpected. We thought we had a monster move on Friday. We did. We had a huge move on Friday. But again, today, almost the same move. Little bit less velocity because of how aggressive we were on Friday. Caught a lot of people offside. But if you think this caught people offside, how about a war in the Middle East catching people offside as well? Nice downside move early. I'm thinking like, hey, I was even just debating coming in today and honestly liquidating some of my positions because of how nervous I was about everything we heard. And then all of a sudden, nice moves back to the upside right now. And I know we've been talking about October, but I don't know how far October can go because it seems to just continue on and on and on. Let's just take a quick look at BITO because unfortunately right now, we don't have direct crypto assets able to be linked to our Trade Ideas account. So BITO today down 1.47%. We've seen crypto here. If we go over to this, we'll go up a daily chart right now. Crypto's really been holding 26,000 a little bit there with some top sides of 31. We're going to get over all this with Adrian in just a matter of minutes when he comes through to talk all about action there in the crypto space. But we can look at Coinbase. You know what? Actually, this is going to be a question for Adrian because my opinion is why. I'm going to ask him what he thinks the value of a Coinbase is. Not to give me what like a net asset value or anything like that. But if we're bullish crypto in general, maybe the big guys, let's just say we're going to talk about Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin itself. If we're going to be bullish on the assets, should we at the same time also be looking at Coinbase? I just feel like with all this FTX, Silvergate, everything going back and forth, that we are going to have a little bit of an issue here with the exchanges. Maybe with more regulation, more positivity coming in that space. If the feds can ever get their together about crypto regulation, then maybe Coinbase is going to be the chosen sort of exchange there to get that rubber stamp of approval. We know that Binance is there, but there again, by CZ in China, a little bit harder. Good luck trying to get a hold of people. I'm just wondering if Coinbase, being American-based, is going to have a little bit more love there. So we'll talk to Adrian a little bit about Coinbase and see if he does have an opinion there as well. How many likes we got, man? 225 likes. Thank you so much for the love there. XLF, QQQs, IYR with a nice little move today with the real estate finally getting off to the upside right now as well. Gold up 1.8%, making moves. Nicely done. Gas today and silver. So only sectors in the red, and you're going to say, how is that possible? But SMH red today. With rates being low, a lot of biotech stock have a problem of holding out for future earnings. So when cost of capital is starting to increase and it's just longer to hold your money and wait for some of these biotech names, that's why you're getting pullback here in the biotechnology space. The IBB, I think, is probably a buy down here at these levels. Again, you're coming into a lot of key levels on a lot of different ETFs right now. Maybe worth buying, but we have the seasonality effect hitting every single name right now as well. I'm just going to get BTC chart up here right now in preparation, of course, for Adrian coming through. We can talk about crypto. We will talk about it, obviously, when Adrian comes through here. But just to look at the price of Bitcoin right now, you could see Sam Bankman-Fried trial, full coverage. Yeah, we don't need that right now. If we're just going to look here on, again, a daily chart, let's just have a quick look at this. Again, trying to hold out for this 26,000. It's been a great little hold, just like 31 was sort of a hold on the upside. So you're starting to flow upside now a little bit. I get the opinion and the feeling that with everything now and this uncertainty in the world, look for a possible run here on BTC, which is why I did reach out to Adrian today, have him come through, and we could talk a little bit about where the future of crypto lies. Let's do a little compare your profits. So shout out to Day Trade the World right now. This is gonna go back to Friday. Let's see if we had some big trade alerts here. This is the top 10 traders that are on the Day Trade the World platform here, trading the same system as us. I was off on Friday, so unfortunately this was not me. Wish it was. $15,000 made by the top trader there on Friday. What markets did they trade? Looks like all of the North American markets. Hydration Nation time. Amex, Canada, Chicago, the CME, the NASDAQ, the New York, the NYMEX. Trader number 2 right there, NASDAQ, New York, all coming through as well. I guess got to change that. Amsterdam, look at this, man. Shout out to my European friends as well. We had over $8,000 made on the platform on Friday. Amsterdam, Milan, Paris, and Zetra over there in Germany coming through as well. A Seoul NASDAQ trader, Amex coming down. And then remember, these spots, 8, 9, and 10, I was actually found out, it's not just 9 and 10, it's 8, 9, and 10, represent different markets. So I trade OTC Pink, so that's 580 there on Friday, 680 on Hong Kong, Eurex, Turkey, and the Vienna market coming through on Friday. So that's compare your profits. Not a bunch of huge days. I would obviously take any of these, right? I mean, you can make 3 grand a day. That's not bad, especially if you average that over the month, man. 60 grand on a month as a day trader, I would say you're doing pretty good if you can nail that one right now. Okay, just before we get set up, I see Adrian's getting set up right now. Let's do a quick little roll call. Do you have the graphic there? Let's do a quick little roll call if we can. Let's see who's here live in the chat with us right now as Fabian finds out for that. I wonder why Stream Deck's not working over here, eh? I don't know how I can get this to go back to my Stream Deck. But here comes roll call. So let's say what's up to everybody. Hey, Juan is here as well. What's up to Chimps? Luc Perron is here. Roll call time. Fat Figa's here. Natalia's always here. So shout out to, hey, look, I'd hit the bangs on here. Can't do it right now today. He's here too. Thomas Johnson is here. Grey Worm is here. Rich is here. What's up, Rich Naples? He's here as well. The best pizza from Napoli. What's up, Bishop? What's up, Cat Daddy? Oh, I like that one. Cat Daddy. I don't mind that as well. Hey, Russell Jackson, the Bacon Man. He's in the building as well. Shout out to all my friends from Australia. Russell is one of the real ones here. Chris is here as well. Derek is here. Russ was with us from day one. This guy, Russell Jackson, sent us, and shout out to you, Russell. He sent us a case. Ramin's working with Adrian. Obi's over there. Obi, run right behind my monitor. Can you grab me that Vegemite right there? Walk around right behind my monitor. Why do I have it on there? Because I'm trying. Russell brought that. You could, yeah, just come over here, Obi. Don't worry about it. You're a friend of the family. Shout out to Russ. I don't know if anybody's had this. You haven't had this, have you, Obi?
I have tried Vegemite before.
Very, very salty.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
Acquired taste, says Obi. Okay, here it is right here. Thank you so much to Russell Jackson. He sent us in a case of this stuff. You know what? Because I don't think it has an expiry date on it, but this is really old. Oh, there it is. 27th of April, 2022. I better throw this out right now, but a big shout out to Russell Jackson for that one. We will never forget that day. Me and Neil put this on some crackers. I'd never had it before. If you've had Vegemite, very, very interesting. And yeah, hey, Obi makes an appearance getting shout outs right now live on the show. So, all right, again, we are seconds away. Let me know when Adrian is ready to come on, and we will talk all about crypto. Other than that, man, we talked about earnings. I'm excited for JP Morgan coming through. We did talk a little bit about Procter & Gamble as well. 2 names that I am excited for today. This was the trade we had on at the end of the day. Might as well kill a little bit of time right here as we go. So Meta. Oh man, we have this. Let me just get rid of this wick real quickly to show you what we did at the end of the day here for Meta. Unfortunately, see, like $2.99. I wish that would have happened when we were in it, but it did not. We'll set this up so we can edit that. So here we go. Let's just talk about this. We did not start to trade Meta until we thought we had that huge run in the NASDAQ and it was almost over, right? Right back up there to 15,000, 15.2. We started shorting Meta ahead of this 318 level, which sort of was right into there, right? That's 318. We did have a dump off It dropped all the way down to 315 before catching a bit into all afternoon. But look, man, we got our revenge, man. And sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. There it is right there at the top for Meta, 320. So we waited for this level. And again, if you're going to be specific, like I always think, why worry about 318s, 319s? We did short it. We got stopped out. We re-shorted it. We got stopped out there again. Held these all the way to the top. So we did short a small piece there at 318.75. And then when we came back on the air at 2 o'clock, I said the game plan. And that is Sean, if you think there's a bigger move coming, do not go back and forth with the trade. Wait until you get the price that you want. So Obi and I talked about this on Amazon at that 127 level, right? We waited for 320 to come in a couple times. There's a little small take there when we got out, being a little bit nervous, trying to get out there 319.80, but then it was just followed it back with $1.25 there, $1.50 on the downside. Then we let it come back. Instead of averaging in at these tops, we once again averaged in at better prices than we had before. Why? Because when you're trading counter trend, right? You can't just dollar cost average all the way up because the trend is your friend and it will wipe you out. So we had to wait because all of these trades are only made possible because we were able to get a high tick, right? When we were, okay, perfect. When we were shorting against 320, get ready to hit Trader Talk over there, Fabian. When we're coming into 320 up there, you had a nice downside move into the close, including coming back to VWAP, including coming back to 318. So these are all 320 shorts back in. That's $2.50. That's a banger trade. Let's not make the man, the myth, the legend wait for too much longer. It's going to be Trader Talk. Let's hit it. Here we go. It is the Crypto Burb. It is Adrian Zadunchuk. Thank you so much, my friend, for rolling through one more time onto the show. Greatly appreciated. Wow, what a wild day. I forgot to ask you, do you trade equity at all, or are you just a sole crypto guy?
I do not trade equities too much, right? I mean, there are a lot of reasons for that. Though crypto is my main place outside of auto markets as well, right? But not touching equities per se.
Because the one question I did want to ask you, and so maybe we'll move off of it because you don't really trade equity too much. Have you ever got questions about some of these exchanges? Like we had Sam Bankman-Fried live on this show as well about 2 years ago before everything started happening. And I asked him about his exchange, FTX. I always had questions. I believe in cold storage, obviously, but I think if you're trading, you need something on an exchange to get in and out of. Have you ever thought about an investment in Coinbase or heard anything about that? Because for me, I'd rather just invest in the crypto asset itself rather than some of these exchanges. Any quick opinions on that?
I'd say pretty much depends on what your preference is. I mean, depending on your location, you know, crypto kind of like gives you this variability and variety of choices and direct exposure to spot prices, right? So unless you are, for instance, in the jurisdiction that doesn't really allow you to trade or it's illegal or whatever regarding cryptocurrencies, then you do not really have much choice, right, other than go for something that is more regulated, such as Coinbase, right, such as other, you know, crypto-related stocks or the miners, the Bitcoin miners, you know, stocks as well. So there are a lot of ways to invest in that, right? There are futures contracts, of course. Well, I do prefer spot mainly.
Yeah, okay. No, 100%. I'm going to show this for you because I'm really proud to have you on the show, as you should be proud as well. Congratulations to making the Forbes 30 under 30, man. So that's a big one. If we can hit the bang there as well. But thank you again so much for having time. The best beard game right now. But I told that to our good friend, and I'm sure you're familiar with him, Michael Noss. He comes on the show all the time. He also has a great beard game as well. So quick personal question. How long have you had that beard?
Oh, man. Mike is a legend. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just probably like 5 years, maybe or so, and counting. Though it's trimmed, right, every quarter or so. So it wouldn't just grow too long. Not everybody is as naturally gifted as Mike, though, right?
Oh, Mike.
So I got to play with what I have.
Mike is classic. He told me to tell you that he had a great time in New York, and he looks forward to more times with you as well. You CMTs, man, you guys are a wild bunch of guys. That is. We also have Brian Shannon on the show. He comes on tomorrow.
Brian is awesome.
Tuesdays as well. So Brian, yourself, and Michael, I feel blessed to be able to run this show with you guys as well. So, okay, I had sort of thought, and this is why I reached out to you today as well, with all this conflict here in the Middle East, you know, the monetary, we saw today Israel selling a lot of their currency off, selling the US dollar off. Like, where, have you sort of charted anything about Middle Eastern conflict or potentially where we could go from here? To you, for you, is this maybe a catalyst that can sort of start the long? And I know you're a holder of Bitcoin and expect bigger and better things. Is this just a blip on your radar, or is this something that, hey, maybe we'll now see finally maybe a little bit of a growth and try to take out that 31, 32,000 here on Bitcoin?
So regarding Bitcoin, so I have a couple of charts.
Sure.
I tell you what, I mean, Bitcoin has been, of course, the victim of the casual weakness, seasonal weakness, just kind of like just what stocks did, right? Typically, August and September are the weakest links, weakest points. Jeff Hirsch, my good friend, also puts out, you know, Bitcoin among with many similarities next to the tech stocks, next to NASDAQ index, which kind of like performs with the best 8 months and the worst 4 months, and Bitcoin subscribed to it. So lately, you know, we've basically seen a lot of weakness. The more sensitive averages, you know, 200-day averages that are not necessarily, they're not necessarily, you know, EMAs. They're more like, you know, proprietary indicators that I use. Still, there was a lot of downside up there on average because they're more sensitive to the more recent data. Overall, the volatility has been low, which is again in line with the expectations. Though, what's the most important thing is kind of like we broke out above a couple of the significant trend lines. The support, the resistance was broken. The support was held at 25K as the main polarity change zone. So there is a lot of reason to believe, even though I do not trade on my beliefs or opinions, there is a lot of reason to believe that this consolidation, right at the area of previous weakness, it's more bullish than not, right? Of course, the order clustering, people eventually, you know, when there is a lot of pressure upon the resistance and people continue to buy, right, to actually seasonal historical strength into October that is averaging 20% on the record of the last 13 years, you know, for the gain being up about 70% of the time, that is hitting right into even more bullish November, averaging out above 40% gain, right? We are getting closer and closer to this major breakout, and I think this breakout is going to be to the upside. That's what history teaches us. Will it be the same? I have no clue. Though this consolidation locally, if it takes us above 29K, probably we can clear the highs. We can go for the new highs towards 40, I think.
Is there, and I know you've written paper, you talked about Hirsch there as well, about the seasonality of Bitcoin. When people talk about crypto winter, what months are they generally referring to? Is it the fall months? I always sort of thought it was more like July-ish, August into the fall. Are we right about that?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. Just that was the gist of the paper.
Right.
The best 8 months and the worst 4 months. So June through October is a typical. July through October is a typical kind of like a weak point for NASDAQ, and so it is for Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin is slowly becoming some sort of like a more beta volatile tech stock, brother, if you will. So the same principle applies, yeah. We
had a question from John in the chat. And we were all waiting for this crypto regulation. Gensler used to be, again, an instructor at MIT for crypto. We sort of thought that finally getting, an educated person potentially, in there working on regulation, that we may have already seen a little bit of a pop in some of these in the asset class itself for cryptocurrency. Has it been surprising to you that we're kind of just hovering right now? And I know there's lots of moves in crypto, but for me, I sort of thought that we would not really be in the middle at this point, and we would be taking out some of those highs or lows. What do you think about all this crypto regulation? Are you someone that would love to see it regulated? I mean, I guess it is slowly becoming that way. Any sort of dates maybe we need to be looking out for here, anything like that as far as regulation is concerned?
Dates, any particular, that's a very good question. Any particular dates, not necessarily. I think the ones that already happened are into end of Q2, which basically transpired into MiCA regulations in the European Parliament, right? So this is I think, little bit of a more local and more up-to-date thing, right? Since you mentioned Gary Gensler, he's not the most popular name among crypto traders. He's rather coming up with a bad fame, if you will.
Right.
And there are a lot of reasons when you hear him talk. I mean, I have no particular kind of like attachment to this person. However, if you hear him talk, you can clearly define that there is some bias. There are some emotional biases. There are some information processing biases that shouldn't be happening, yet they are happening. They are present.
Right.
Because when some other, what do you call that? The other people asking, basically, asking the questions, interviewing Gary Gensler at the time, the oath, basically, they continue to ask very simple questions, and he gets very
flustered,
very defensive at times, and there are a lot of strange things happening that do not transpire to the clear thought process, right? So it's a little bit of a disbalanced, opinion-based, not fact-based play, which shouldn't be happening, I think.
Was there one more question? I'm going to let you go because, again, thank you so much for your time. And I know we're in different time zones right now. People can follow you, first of all, on X at CryptoBurb. Everything's written right there at the bottom. So I want to thank you. And I want to tell all of our viewers, for more information about everything that you have to offer, please visit Adrian immediately, but not until after this segment. Go over there and check it out. Is there another name? We heard Ripple. We had a settlement or a jurisdiction award, I guess, the other day that about the classification of XRP. It went up and sort of faded back out a little bit. Are you just a sort of a BTC guy? Is there another coin or that you're looking at, maybe to have something maybe people are working on, different projects, maybe people that you give some of your followers or your members a little bit of tips? You can give a little bit of a sneak peek to some of our viewers?
Oh man, yeah. There are plenty. There are like 15,000 different crypto projects, right? So we can ramble ourselves to death with that. So one of the project I'm very much looking forward to seeing it proceed and just grow is one of the real world assets, RWAs. So this is a very interesting class and category of crypto assets, tokens, again compliant with the MiCA regulations, which is something new, fully licensed and fully regulated. Again, I'm not paid to say that, right? They are my good friends. We may, we are trying to build something together. However, it's nothing is formalized at this stage. Still, I would suggest that perhaps you guys might want to take a look at Nomad Fulcrum, right? This is a tokenized hedge fund. Again, I'm also, full disclosure, I'm an investor in Dell, right? Okay. That might be just a big name to take a look at. They're not going to go any kind of fancy token selling and speculation thing. They're more of a regulated stablecoin for funds, right? Based on real world assets. So instead of outside of the Nomad Fulcrum itself, right? I'm happy to get you guys on the show to get together as well somehow. They're way more entitled to speak about what they do. Real world assets as a category is the next big thing, in my opinion, right? I might be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm invested in that. I'm getting more and more investment allocation on my portfolio into real world assets. Let's see where it takes us.
Yeah, no, I'm down with all of that, man. I think the blockchain in general, I think has a lot of use case scenarios, even in the big banks. I mean, Jamie Dimon can come on and talk all he wants about crypto, but we know that JP Morgan's working on that in the back end. I mean, so, as we go on, thank you so much. It's great to have you a friend of the show. I want to thank you for all your time. I learned something. RWA, real world assets. That's awesome. So learning something every single day. Adrian Zadunchuk, Crypto Burb. Go find him at the Burb Nest. Thank you so much, Adrian, for, again, another great appearance. Have a great time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Ciao. That's Trader Talk. All right, everybody. Yeah. RWA Fulcrum. So we're going to look at that, man. We'll do a little bit of research there, and we'd love to get connected, have some representatives come on and explain how exactly we can take advantage. So thank you so much for the super chats today. Shout out to Bears vs. Bulls coming as a real one. Ian Rispetto, Cubis Mo. Come to my screen here if we can. All right, see you, Obi, man. Thanks a lot. I'll check you tomorrow. Obi and I tomorrow on the main show one more time. Aaron Watts, Long This, DJ Marshall, Courtney, Seven Zumi, Adham, the Hayes Records. What's up, Hayes Records? Nicole Harris, Be a Wally, okay. What does that mean? Main MBFA, Steph and Shepard, new members coming through today. So I want to thank everybody. I got to thank Bears vs. Bulls for throwing me some of the questions there in the chat. But again, roll call time. Who's still here? Wake up. I have a play for you tonight. The Green Bay Packers are in the building one more time. It's Monday night. Do the Packers get the win? We're going to be without Aaron Jones today, our running back. Look for A.J. Dillon to possibly grab an anytime touchdown. And if, talking football, man, and if Devontae Adams plays for the, I was going to say LA Raiders, Oakland Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders, I like Devontae Adams anytime touchdown as well. And maybe play the under tonight, as we'll see if there's going to be a little bit of scoring or not there in the game. But yeah, let's go, man. Who is here? We've got the live chat going on right now. I got to go, man. It's 4:35. Shout out to my lovely wife. Is she here in the chat at all? What's up, Rich? I already said hi to you. Who do I never get to? BSKA, yeah. Check out Mara. I think that's a good call there. I could have asked him about that as well instead of Coinbase. He might have had some more love there. What's up, Zion? Whoop, there it is. Yeah. You right about that. All right, what's up, Tony Price? Tag team back again. What's up to Zion? Tony Price is here. Oleg, there's FULC, Fulcrum Therapeutics, right there, losing big. We'll talk about that. Hey, yo, from the Ponzi Fonzie. What's up, K-Debs right there? Shout out to Down to Sky. Tom Trades. Hey, Tom Trades, so do I. And what's up again to Russell Jackson with the Vegemite, baby, right now. All right, I think that would be great, man. If we could get, I would love to get a Spanish. I mean, right now, only Mr. Beast, I guess, has access to everything that he wants on YouTube. Would love to get, like, real-time Spanish translation, man, so we could go to more and more people, and then we can expand from there. Let's start there, and let's get going after that. But, all right, man. Let's go. We're ready to, you could still probably eat this. I just saw someone in the chat. I got to say the big happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian friends. Traders stay late. Not only that, traders stay on holidays late right now. So it's a holiday. We'll have some leftovers over at my place. We had a great Thanksgiving. A shout out to my mother-in-law. Thank you so much for throwing down there on the weekend. That was great. Love that pot roast. We're coming home, Marissa and my kids. I will see everybody very, very soon. And I will see all of you fellow traders tomorrow. Thank you for staying late with me. I'm Sean Katina. Have a good one. Ciao.